Okay. Let's do this. So I chatted with um Torque, and we're not actually going to do this. But I do want to do this. No, not that. Screen debug. F color cyan. New value. Do I have the old value? I do. Actually, I don't care about the old value. Do-do-do. We should do float C style. What was it? It was is it that? Yeah, I guess so. Okay. There we go. What's the problem here? Oh, right. It's wait, no, I should have this. Wait, what's this? This is not supposed to be there. And this is not supposed to be text. This is supposed to be just a string. There we go. Okay, so we're going to execute this in debugger. We're going to come over to here, go to my YouTube channel, open this up. Yeah, we're gonna like it. Because why not? Freaking Vim updates so often in Writer. Sorry. Much hate. Okay, so we're gonna do this. Yay, I have a counter. That's all I really cared about. Okay. That works. So let's make sure that this actually doesn't break anything. We're not actually going to be destroying this anymore. I do need to fix the... That felt weird. So every now and then the jetpack system feels weird. Can I damage? Oh, I can. Oh my god, yes. I need to fix that. I need to make that so it's something that I only build once. Okay, so this works. Let me double check what this task actually was. Fuck, that's not what I wanted to do. Damn it. I wanted to wait for these to actually kill that thing. Let me take a look at what I've called this. This is base spawning unit update. Default to stun. Okay, so I think we're actually good. The base spawning is working. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move on from this and call it a day. Because this is working, I can move on to my next piece. Okay. Stage all. There we go. All right, so there's a couple things that I need to do. One, I need to close this because we never want to have Unreal open when we're changing. We're also going to close that. Then we're going to switch over to the master branch or the main branch. We're going to pull this down because we have changes that we need. Okay. Then we are going to, I think it was the machine gun stuff. Like, let's see where we're at here. Git.sudo kid here, sign in. Last week, add enemy mesh. Okay, let's go to commits. Add enemy mesh, create pawn test. Create test pawn. Machine gun ability is merged. Okay, so let's push. It is set up AI attack and update base spawn. Oh, those are the two. Yeah, okay. So set up AI attack needs to be pushed first. So we're going to merge. We're going to merge. So right now we need to update set up AI attack with the new master. So merge master into current branch. Yes. Let's see if we have any errors. Conflicts. Yay, we have conflicts. Dot setting. So test map. Ooh. We're going to resolve it by using mine on both. Using mine. Commit. There we go. Then we are going to push up the set up AI attack. There we go. And then if we go back to code here, we can see that set up AI attack is now there. And then we can new pull request, create pull request. Now we want to make sure that nothing broke. Although, like, I'm not sure exactly what would break, and I don't even know how to test it right now. So we're just gonna create squash, and there you go. Ooh. Okay, so now on master, we're going to pull. Okay, so we've pulled master now. Ah, beautiful. And then I'm going to push. We need update base to spawn units. Now this one's actually going to be difficult. Let's see here. Merge master into current branch. Sup, bird? What should I call you again, by the way? Should I call you bird or the running? Like, which one do you prefer? Do you even have a preference? Bird is easy. Sweet. Bum, bum, bum. Okay. Beautiful. So now if I check out master and pull, master should have everything. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. You could say I'll find you instead. Doing stuff ever since hearing you work on them. I just know I'd hate hearing what I record and scrap them. Sometimes it's fun to do it anyways, even if you do scrap it. Okay, so the bases are up. So Torque sent me a YouTube video that has all the gameplay that he wants to have in here. We're actually on the right we're moving along here. So we can do that. Create a tower actor. We have a tower actor. What's special about the tower actor? We'll figure that one out later. Create a base gateway actor that should be set up for red and blue. So we need to make a invisible wall now. Create invisible wall that prevents other team from entering the area based on a timer. I hate that it is code. Okay. Mm. we go. Okay, so we need a wall that, based off of the um, character team, they can or cannot walk through. That seems like a pain in the ass to build. Then we have to do some updates to the towers. Okay. We need a box. I'm not a huge fan, but box. Where's my material? Here, box material. Oh, it's in the base mesh. There we go. Wait, what? I don't have the mesh. Do I not have the material anymore? Oh my god, I don't. I don't. I don't have it anymore. How is it still working? How did I lose it? Oh my god. I spent so much time on that too. Oh my god, that's so annoying. Ugh. Alright, well, let's create an actor. What's up, Lucifer? I do have it. It's right there. Whatever. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Okay. Way to go. Yeah. Deal with it. New blueprint. actor. BP. Base. What would we call this? So it's like a barrier. Base bear. I don't think I spelled that right. Barrier.
Barrier.
Yeah, okay. Barrier. I guess would be like the base barrier or team barrier. We're gonna add in a box. It needs to be a collision box, right? Yeah. And then we need to add in a another box. Static mesh. Cute. Hmm. Cube. No collisions. Sudo, do you have any experience of VFX in Unreal? I do not. What's up? I might be able to help still though. It's it's hmm. I have a complicated thing I need to do. I still might be able to help. If you ask my question, I might be able to at least direct you to the right thing. Overlap everything. Begin overlap component. This needs to have a team. Class setting. I have this black and white world that turns out to color when it rains. So I need each raindrop to bring color when it lands on the ground, but the color would need to expand outwards from the center of the collision point. Oh God. Yeah, that's actually like a really hard thing to do from my understanding. I honestly, I sort of kind of a little bit found a way to do it. Sort of. Like I found people talking about it. I've not actually found a way to do it though, because I've actually looked into something like that. Yeah. Let's see. Well, what's your cheating way of doing it? Because your cheating way of doing it might be the way to do it. Also, does it need to be live or can it be pre-baked? Like, can you bake it or does it need to be live? Is another thing. Like, are you going to render it? It can be baked. Oh, that might make it easier. Because, like, if each frame doesn't matter, right? Like, if that doesn't matter, might be easier to do. I was gonna say culling volume and post processing material uh, for two versions of each mesh. I was thinking just like you have the black and white material, like you have a material and you have the black and white material and the color material, and the raindrop says change this section of the material to the color material, and you could do that in maybe post processing. You'd have to paint it. Yeah, so like I was thinking like I was thinking actually just doing it on the UVs. Because I know there's ways to like deform UVs. And if you use the deform stuff and then have the particles be essentially like the particles of the Niagara end up being like a deformer, right? Then you could have the deform instead of it changing the normals, you could have it change to a color and have it maybe like switch back and forth between the different uh, UV stuff, right? So it'd just be one object, right? And then you just cut out the UVs as you need them. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm oversimplifying it and I'm making it sound a lot easier than it probably actually is because I've not done that type of stuff, but that might actually work, right? Do world aligned materials as an overlay material, black and white, and then just dissolve that based on location. You could trigger a sphere mask at the hit location of the paint particle that scales the sphere over time as it grows. And the black and white alpha is created, it creates, can drive the color change. That's pretty much what we're talking about. But I was thinking, I guess you wouldn't have to have that be two different UVs. But like I was thinking of that based off of UVs. It's going to clip all over. I'm not sure how it would clip. Like I'm not talking about having two separate meshes. I'm talking one mesh, two UVs. And the material takes care of which part of the UV you're doing based off of the deform, right? So I'm thinking essentially the same idea as like deforming snow, right? Like landscape deforms. I'm thinking something like that, but instead of it causing the normals to change, because I think that's how that works, if I'm not mistaken. I could be horribly wrong. Pixel will probably know a bit better than me on this one. But I was thinking like instead of it deforming the normals, you'd have it use that exact same tech essentially, but instead of dealing with normals, you'd be switching you'd be sampling in a color based off of the colored version of the UV. Yes, but we're rendering it out so it doesn't need to be live. That's why I was like, if it I don't know if that would work if it needs to be live, but if it doesn't need to be live, that might work. So even if it takes like 20 minutes, it doesn't matter, right? Now, Rose, I have no idea how to do that. Oh yeah, no, it wouldn't. It would stop at meshes. That would also fix the problem. And because it's rendered out, it doesn't really matter how like resource intensive it is, right? Let's see, Unreal Engine rain dissolve. Well, I'm not thinking like necessarily like the number of polys. I'm thinking more like the UVs would likely end up being the biggest problem. Because everything would have to be like 4K UVs, right? I definitely start by looking at this guy's stuff though. Hmm. Master material and all objects are instances of that. So I guess it's possible with a single master material. That might be the way to go. I know that there is actually there was actually something that kind of did this. Like somebody built this. Built something like this. Um That's kind of interesting. I think I own it too. Here we go. Vertex painting. This is what I was kind of thinking of. Yeah, something like advanced vertex painting. Yeah, here would be the mask control and everything like that, right? To this? I can't promise that this will work, and it is $10. But advanced vertex painting shaders actually might be the answer. Vertex color. It's actually specifically that is actually very difficult to find. Like people have done it, but last time I checked, people aren't showing how they did it. Like nobody I haven't found somebody doing a like walkthrough of how they pulled it off. Just more that they've done it. They're like, "Hey, look here, I did it. I did the thing." And then it's like, "All right, so how do I do it?" And it's like, "No, no." Uh, that I don't I don't know. You would have to look that up. Undying Swan GDC. Is this the game? Is this the game I think it is? No. Unfinished Swan. Okay. Oh yeah, this is actually the game specifically that led to me looking this up. One of my friends messaged me, or I was chatting with one of my friends, the guy I'm working on L.A.P.D with, and he was like, this would be like really cool to make like a game with, except for instead of it being like you shoot black things, um there's enemies and you shoot them, and the blood splatter from the enemies um paint the world red essentially, and it allows you to see where the exit is, or something along those lines. But when he tried to do it, he couldn't get it performant enough in Unreal. And I was like, well, there's got to be a way to do this in Unreal, right? Like, there's no good reason why this wouldn't work in Unreal. So I started looking into it, and I couldn't find a good way of I couldn't find a step by step on how I would pull it off inside of Unreal. That is, but Unfinished Swan is actually what I was actually directly thinking of when she asked this question. But I think it comes down to vertex painting at the end of the day. These characters are kind of blah. Vertex color. But yeah, I think this might actually do the trick. Vertex colors.
Hi everyone, my name is Peyton, and in this video what I want to do is cover how to set up vertex painting inside of Unreal Engine 5. This is kind of a refresher, as vertex painting is not necessarily something new in Unreal Engine 5. It's been in the previous Unreal Engines, but at least for someone that might be getting into Unreal Engine for the first time and wanting to be more familiar at least with UE5's UI and how to set it up that way, I wanted to kind of run through. And in here I have to go ahead the roughness, normal map, ambient occlusion, therefore. So we can see what we're going to get from that. So I'm going to change this over to be, let's say, a red, and this is just a basic color. And then what I'm going to do is I want to show two different types of blending methods. And so I want to plug this alpha into specifically the red channel. So now that I save this, very simplistically, and I close this out, I can go up here to my mode and go over to mesh paint. So if I click on here and then go to paint itself down here under colors, we can see now that if I go all the way down, you'll find channels, and by default, I believe all three are on. You'll want to make sure that only the red channel is on for this. And then now if you actually go over here to your scene and you start to paint with the, let's see. So yeah, I want to select this ground here, and then I'm going to go to mesh paint, and then make sure I have the channels on. And now you can see that I have my brush. I can change the size over here. I can change the strength of it as well, and then the fall off. And there's a couple of other features as well. But simply, I'm just going to hold shift, and you'll see that I have the red being painted in. And so I actually like having it to where basically the lerp is a bit bigger, and to things to plug that into the height texture location there, and there is the vertex where the snow is coming into the cracks first before actually going on top of the cobblestones. And that's what we did actually with that I'm just simply in that cobblestone and that break up there. But now if I change the channel to the green channel, we should be seeing the red like we had. So I had to change the strength a little bit, but it's going to be on top of all of that. The normal map's not changing because I don't have a normal map in there for the third material. But if you did have that, then you would then be blending between three of them. So this is a pretty cool way to be able to blend between a bunch of materials, have them all on one ground.
Oh.
Hello and welcome back to the Prismatic.
This actually might be it. No.
Channel. Today we're going to be doing something that is the first time I've done this particular thing, and it might also be the very. But I think the main selling point is that, well, I can't see how much it is here. I'm pretty sure it was 32 Australian dollars, which for the Americans would be like 20. And the ground is covered in oil. Then we can again spawn our fire spheres and then have them propagate to things that have this vertex channel affected. We could also do like this guy and then some paint around to this guy, and then we set this guy on fire, then it will catch on to this. If we paint on this side of the mesh and we go over to the other side, it won't have painted over here because it has limited itself by the normals. So you can probably start to see the potential that this plugin has really do with any other method. So I'm going to get the vertex color, and with the oh cool, this game has like super accurate physics and whatever, but in reality it's just a cheeky little shader effect. So basically we're just going to get the vertex color, and with the red channel, the one that we're painting, we are going to multiply it by a negative number, maybe like 20, maybe even bigger just to exaggerate it. So negative 30, and then we can multiply that by the vertex normal world space. This is an effect that I've gone over in the vertex normal world space video, I believe. So this is just saying when the vertex color is red, move the vertex in the direction of the vertex normal by 30 units. We're just going to chuck that into the world position offset. And one more thing we'll do, we're just going to make the effect a little bit less extreme, because at the moment it's painting it like fully all at once. So now if we have a little look and we hit this, you can see that it is deforming the mesh in the direction of the vertex normal, which is super cool. So you can take this one step further, and you can use it for some kind of gore effect. Maybe you're doing like a zombie game. So this is just doing a simple height lerp just to break up the texture and stuff. And we're doing the same deform, but then we're also lerping between a flesh tone and some bloody color. So if we look at our result, you can see as we start spamming the P button, we start to deform the mesh and also lerps into this kind of.
There we go. I found it. This one. This should allow you to do it. You'll need one. So okay, so if you use this method, this should actually work. And all you would need to do is just not do the normal part, because you don't want to deform anything, right? And then you have the rain come down, right? And the particles need to be actors that grow. So as soon as so all you have to do is figure out essentially you need to figure out the rain effect. And then you have that do the paint instead of the click. And everything should come together. I can definitely make it sound a lot easier than it's going to be, but this is the building blocks. Ah, I shocked myself. Make the rain particles be actors that grow, and then have the vertex paint affect the color map. I think I have found a cheat way, but we'll see. Yeah, well, I'm sure that Pixel probably found a way that's better than the way that I'm thinking. Like easier than the way that I'm thinking. Unreal Engine prevent some players from overlapping. I don't want to destroy them. I just want them to be pushed back. How to prevent the same actor overlap. Eject block object if overlapping. Unreal Engine block for some players and overlap for others. How to make objects overlap for only certain player. By the way, Pixel, you can post a link in chat if you've got something that you wanted to link to. I promise it won't ban you or anything like that. Collision filtering. I think it's just like an apply force, right? Unreal Engine simulate walking using overlap. I have a collision box, and I would like only players of a set team to be able to enter it, and players of the other team to be blocked. It depends. So okay, so Rose, it depends on how well you already know how to do the thing that you're doing. So if you are mostly there and you're trying to fill in very specific gaps, then it will work. And if you're not, it won't work. I can tell you that this might work. Well, okay, so I can tell you that this is actually the way that I was going to do this. But the problem is I don't know. This is the part that I'm trying to fill in. And when it gives it back to me, I will be able to read it and tell whether or not it's going to work or not. And that's the only reason this will work. Because sometimes it just won't give me all the it won't give me all the answer. It will give me an incorrect answer, or it will mislead me. And I need to be able to determine whether or not it's misleading me, giving me a wrong answer, or lacking information. And it does it a lot. It does it a lot, especially with Unreal. I think you'd have an easier time with like Unity for that specifically. Also, why do you need it to be in Unreal, by the way? I'm just curious. Can you please provide the code that would go inside of the team checking if statements? I do not want the player to stop moving. I want them to be unable to enter. So this is not going to work. Let's take this. Prevent moving. Character, a character. Let's take exactly what this, oops, I wanted to go back. Ugh. Okay, so if I come over to here and other actor. See, I was thinking apply force. To player character. Add force. No. Okay, so I think it still needs to be this. Let's find out what happens. Suppose that makes sense. You know, it's a particularly challenging question, if I'm being honest. Right? Like, and then if I play from here, I only want one, and then current cam location. The force is not being applied. I would like the character to be forced out of the sphere. The collision. Launch character. Okay. We'll launch character. And we'll launch the character 1,000. Sure. Uh, we'll just say no, I don't want this. God damn it. Yes, delete. We'll add a float. We'll call it new var for now. Float. There we go. It kind of works. I already hate it. Can we launch this? No. Okay. So we would need to get forward vector. Then we would get speed. What would it be? What would the speed be? Get characters speed Unreal Engine. Get player speed. Get velocity, that's what it was. Get velocity. Get. Hey, sup? There it is, get velocity. Multiply by do. So how's it going? Being a long time, mate. What's the progress looking like now? It's coming. It's definitely getting there. Thank you for the biddy. Let's see. Another bit and another one. I can kind of show it off. Okay, so I'll save this. This is fine. Save. Right now I'm working on this, but I go to we go I don't know why this one's showing like this. This is very sudden. Oh, this is something that he did. I hate this, but whatever. What's up, Funky? Oh my god, the jump the backpack the jetpack feels terrible. I'm doing okay. Alright, so eventually I'll get over there. There we go. Okay, so I can shoot this. The guy takes damage, everything's good. So we got that. We've got kind of a world going here. It's definitely not perfect. We're gonna have to work out the movement. Feels a bit weird, but whatever. So we got that. Then if I go back to my map, we can see some of the other stuff that I've got that's not being incorporated into the map yet. So we've got spawners. We can do damage. That dies. The bases have damage. We have machine guns. These guys are probably going to kill me if I just stand here. But we can see that we can capture points. And right now I'm just trying to figure out this system here. I want to prevent this player from walking into this. So I want it to block. So I'm trying to figure that one out right now. Apply. I want to apply launch the player backwards the same amount as they are pushing forwards. I want the force to be based on the players. Okay, so it's just like subtract -1. Okay. Get the velocity over. Get get the velocity, subtract 1. Force multiplier. I don't know if we need a force multiplier. That's the thing. Overlapping character launch. True, true. So I have this, right? And this needs to prevent characters of a certain team from entering it. But other like if I'm on the red team, maybe I can't enter this, but the blue team can. And now I would do that using potentially like a collision setting. But if I did that, then I would also need to allow through certain other characters, right? So like it's only the players that need to be blocked. And I'm just like, this is kind of annoying. It's like a little force field around the base. So I can't do blocking collision because blocking collision would require a lot of extra settings. Like I guess we could have like a red team, blue team blocking channel. But then I would also need to, I don't know. You know what? That might be the way to do it. We can update this. We can update the collision settings while we're running, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it's multiplayer. Maybe insta kill enemies that. No. So what happens is, so if, okay, so the idea is that this is going to be essentially part of a base. When for the main base, if this is the red base or if this is the blue base, red team members should never be able to walk into it. We don't want red team members or blue team members in their enemy bases ever, right? But they'll have their big capture points, right? Like capture bases in the middle of the map. Those bases, once captured, will have a brief time where enemy characters cannot enter the base. And essentially, I want them not to be able to do that. So perhaps blocking collision is the way to do it. Essentially have a collision specifically for the red team and a collision specifically for the blue team. Yes, the server is authoritative. Yes, of movement. Well, it's using the default movement component for the most part. I have some custom stuff in the default in the movement component. So like I do have my own movement component, but on component ever change the forward movement to backwards movement? I was only asking because if not, you could have just spawned the collider on the individual system. You know, I could actually add it to the movement component, but I think that would be too much. Actually, if I base it off of what they gave me here, so if we just do, say, -1. I wonder if this would work. Yeah, no. I guess I need and this would have to have a multiplier on it as well. All right, let's see if this just... Oh, fuck. I wanted to have only a single player. That's actually what I wanted to happen. There we go. Wait. Would this just work? Did I figure it out? Not quite. Okay. What if we just do this? And this into here. I'm probably just going to have a collision and do it live. This does seem to work, though. Oh my god, I think I figured it out. It's perfect. I see no problems. It's so bad. It's so bad. Okay, so let's try those. I wanna try something because this won't end up being a variable that's tweakable. So I'm just trying it now. There we go. This actually just works. I think I need new headphones. My headphones are starting to die on me, I think. Sup, Driven Days. How are the things, my friend? So I got it works. Oh, I hate this. It keeps doing this. And it's only because I keep smacking my headphones around. Let me double check to see if I'm logged into Amazon. Okay, I'm not. Sweet. Sure. Earbuds. Well, if I dampen the reverse velocity, then it doesn't quite work right. Like, it doesn't always push them back enough. But what I just had, it is working, so I'm pretty happy with that. So we're just gonna move forward with that. We're gonna move forward with the current idea, although I think a better idea would be to have the what would it be? It would be the blocking. C215s. Okay. I think the answer in the long run is going to be custom collision channels. And then what we can do is we can come into here, and if I do this and I come into here, I think that I should still be blocking, right? Oh, right, because the Hmm. Oh my god, I don't like this at all. I was just like, oh wait, I have to like recreate the pawn for the for this. I really don't like it. You just set Oh yeah, yeah, no. Uh hmm. You're saying ignore by default, right? We'll do overlap all. No physics collision. Query only, okay. New. Wait. Yeah, okay. So this would be a red team block. And then everything else would be overlap except for the red team, right? And then here we would have needs physics, not just overlap. Okay. Blue team block. So it'd be collision enabled. This be overlap all. Blue team would be blocked. Actually, I think you're right. Yeah, because we just want to ignore everything that's not the red team, right? No, this is fine. Okay, so save here. Let's do, let's open up the player specifically. So this barrier here, if we go to the box, we go to collisions. Instead of overlap all, we do red team overlap. Save, compile. Oh, fucking. One of the things I hate about this. I hate this sometimes. I gotta find a better. I want these to be smaller, but I don't know how legible they are when they're smaller. Oh, yeah, team barriers. Sure. Yeah. So okay. So if this is a red team, I'm gonna just here. I'm just gonna do custom. And no, we'll leave it at red team. And then here, if I go into here and I go to my caps, I want to go collisions. And I say red team, here we go block. I did it wrong. Red team block. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. I thought I changed that. My bad. I still have something wrong. Red team block. Red team block. Uh, Unreal Engine Weapon, block. Visibility, ignore. Oh yeah, here we go. Object B, block. Oh yeah, no, here. Okay, so they both have to be block. You've got to be kidding me. But wait, no, they both are block. Oh no, because one of them's a pawn. Okay, so that works. Now, if I go back to here, I should be able to run through this, right? There we go. Collisions. Where's that chart here? Okay, so if object A is on ignore and object B is on ignore, I think I need it on overlap. No, I'm trying to think of like other cases that are going to come up. But this does work. Yeah. So then when we spawn the character in, we check the team and edit the collision settings for that thing, right? And then we can edit the collision settings for the object itself for overlap. Yeah, no, this works. This works. Although I'm going to default it to overlap instead of ignore. Overlap. That's fine. Beautiful. Just oh, amazing. Okay. Okay, so now oh right, this is on overlap, right? I want this to be red team block. Beautiful. Absolutely amazing. Okay. Thank you, Pixel. I have no idea what all this means, but thanks for creating a modern future cop game, and hi. You're welcome. You can thank Torque. Torque mod is the only reason I am doing this. So Torque mod is an IRL actual friend of mine. We've known each other for like about 20 years now. Holy shit, it's been that long. Wow. No, Sky Captain did not force me to do this. But check this out. Check this out. This is cool. I actually own a copy. I went out and bought a copy specifically so I could play the game. I bought a copy of Future Cup specifically so I could play it and I could understand the gameplay a little bit. I am fucking terrible at it though. And I yeah. So, we've got the bases down. This works. So what we've got to do now is I got to save. I'm going to save this. And then on the player, where is my player? Player character. When the player character begins play, we're going to edit the collision settings. Found the game through some random demo disc. Ah, yes. I heard about that. So you might be happy to know that I am currently in the process of making Precinct Assault. Is specifically what I'm working on right now. So specifically, the part of the game that you played is what I'm working on. So yeah, there's that. Also, I have it working through Steam already. So you can right now, if you owned the game and got Torque Mod to send you a copy, like if you own the game on Steam and you got Torque Mod to send you a copy of the game through like FT, like an actual executable version of the game, then you could actually play with another friend that owns a copy on Steam right now. You could play the level that he created specifically. Hey again. What's up, Funky? How are you doing? You're coming back and saying hi again. I appreciate it. So Garrett TV, are you going to be the PC port of Future Cop? Huh? No, I have the PS version. The PS version is far superior. Oh, it's all good, Funky. I'm doing kind of sad. That's not good. I hope things are getting better. Yeah, PS1. Future Cup is there's an available copy for PC and PS1. Future Cup. The PlayStation version is the best version because it runs without having to like hack the shit out of it. And on top of it actually running, using Steam RetroArch, if you have a CD, if you own the game, like the CD for the game, and you have RetroArch and a CD-ROM drive, you can pop the CD-ROM into your CD-ROM drive and play it through RetroArch. And if you have a friend that also owns a copy of the game, and they also own this RetroArch, which is completely free to buy off Steam, you guys can actually play through Steam together. Another does not want to talk to me. That is not good, and I'm sorry to hear that, Funky. Yeah, but you don't own Future Cop. So I have a PS1. I have the PS1. Sadly, it's broke. If I can get it working, I'd be playing it. That's poopy, but I get it. Well, I hope things start looking up for you, Funky. You deserve to be happy. I'm making a resume on programming on Bakersfield. Everyone looks at Discord. Yup. Sounds about right. 2 people just joined the Discord. No. That's a different Discord. I think that's the D&D Discord. Yeah, my D&D Discord pinged. Somebody's not going to be able to make it tonight. To be fair, I don't plan on making it to D&D today either. And my girlfriend, who's also in the campaign, is not going to make it because she's in a different province at the moment. She's out of town. So nobody's making it. Yay! I'm not gonna make it because I'm gonna be busy programming. Being a PC programmer. Okay, so let's see here. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm gonna do this in blueprints because setting these things in blueprints is actually easier. And I did not mean to launch the editor that way. I wanted to launch in debugging because I wanted to make sure that this begin play actually executes. Good times. I think the player team is actually blueprint read. Yeah, it is. Okay, sweet. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come here. We're gonna save all. We're gonna stop it, and we're gonna relaunch it here because I want the debugger. Do you guys have some goal/release window? Not at the moment. Hey, what have you done to Steakhouse? I miss the bits from the guy. Steakhouse is married. I don't know if he's married. I think he's married. He has a kid now. He has a little girl, and he doesn't stream anymore. he doesn't really spend time on Twitch anymore. What was it? It was MGT. iOS. MTG. Yeah, here. This is what he works on now. Yeah, this is the app that he's been working on recently. For anybody who's wondering, if you enjoy Magic the Gathering and have an iOS device, there's a great app. I wrote the server side of it for him, and he maintains the front end. And I'm making a game like Base rig? Base rig. Oh, this thing. I think I've looked at this. You used to use this, right, Funky? You had a Shibi that you used with it, right? Amaze sucks. Well, you know, that's quite the undertaking. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to override the begin play. And begin play. And then on begin play, we're going to get the capsule. Set collision to channel. And then this here, we're going to get the player team. That's player team. Wait, what did I call the actual property? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so it is just get player team. Okie dokie. Switch. Do. Yeah, okay. So I think this should work. And then we go to here, and we go to collisions, and we say overlap on both. Now this is red, and I want to be blue, right? Sweet, I got a blue team. Okay, let's see if I get a red team. I got red. It works. Yes. There we go. I created the barrier. Hey, don't distract him too much. Funky is here to distract me the most. On face rig, I used a red panda. Ah, okay. I thought you were the Shibi on face rig, or that might have been something else. In other programs, in the other program I used is called VC Face. I think I've tried that one with a Shiba Inu. Yeah. Every time I see you, I want to make things on my own. I mean, like programming thing. This is awesome. Yeah, programming can sometimes be very infectious. There we go. Okay, so this works. So how many people are working on L.A.P.D? 2. There are 2 of us. Do not expect this to be a particularly well-polished game at the end of the day. It's going to have its rough edges, but I am trying my damnedest to make sure that it's good. But if you insist, say sexy pseudo. Stay sexy. Thank you, Funky. You stay fluffy, my friend. By the way, your game is awesome. Thank you. But yes, there are 2 of us working on it. It's Torque Mod and myself. And I've got a lot of it done. So we're in a pretty decent spot. Now, this here is going to need I can't remember if I've got this like how much of this is doing in here versus elsewhere. Good thing it still compiles. Dynamic mesh instance to do. Okay, so this here will need to update once it's captured to block the other team from entering. Is the choice of full 3D instead of whatever PS1 was a huge difference in terms of how hard it is to make the game? So the PS1 game was still full 3D. It's just, it was isometric 3D. Like in theory, we could, we wouldn't do it, right? But like we could rip all of the assets directly from the PS1 and put them in Unreal. They would work. It wouldn't look right, but it would work. I think PS1 doesn't do lit assets. So like everything would have to be unlit. But we could make it work, essentially, right? It's like all the bones are there. You could rip out all the animations, stuff like that. So if we take a look at future cop gameplay. You could make it look the same. Like if you were to play this on, ooh, sorry, it wouldn't be as pixelated as you would think. Like it'd still be sharp. It's the textures you'd want to upgrade because the textures would be pixelated as all bloody hell. right? But like, if we look at it, right, these are the assets from the game, like the actual assets here. Copy image address. So like, if we look at them, they are full 3D. So there's nothing stopping these from working in Unreal. It's just like copyright law. We wouldn't be able to use them. They could be upscaled too. Nothing really stopping that. So the only difference between Future Cop and like one of the main differences between Future Cop and the game that we're working on together right now is that Future Cop is what's called isometric, right? And it's more top downy, where we're actually I don't think it's actually isometric, but like it's more of like a top down game where um we're making more of a third person one, right? Even with the upscaling. Well, it could work. I'm not going to say that it's not going to work because it would have its own unique charm. So if you take these, right? Like yeah, they're low poly, but they're the people are terrible, right? Like the actual units here, like the people, they're terrible. You wouldn't be able to reuse these. They'd be horrible to reuse. But the actual mechs themselves, the mechs you could reuse, and they actually might not be too bad. You would want to repaint all of the textures though. Like repainting the textures would actually be a big deal. So you'd upscale the textures and then paint over them. And then you'd have nice looking textures and you could get them to look like this. You might also want to add some extra polys, right? To change the shape. But yeah, it can be done. I agree though. A lot of PS1 era graphic, like PS1 specifically, their graphics do age like fine milk in the sun because they tried so hard to make everything hyper realistic, and hyper realistic does not age. uh I don't know. I've never been a big fan of hyper realistic games though, to be fair. My girlfriend's having problems. Ah, Russia's streaming. Girlfriend.exe stopped working. This 1 and 2 look way better on CRT screens though. That's true. But that comes down to like hardware limitations. Like there was actually there's actually some issues with the PlayStation 1 itself. I don't think this carried over to the PS2, but don't fact check me on that. I could be horribly wrong. But the PS1 actually had a limitation that made the graphics worse. There was like part of their hardware actually caused issues with like banding or something like that, where it would degrade the quality of the graphics further than they already were, and they already weren't that great because PlayStation 1. But I find that games that require that people tried to do more cartoony or stylized, they tend to age so much better. Okay. So I need a capture complete, right? Then we need a timer. Timer handle. We're going to do a timer handle. Lockout timer handle. Make timer handle. Timer handle. Timer by event. There we go. Custom event. Capture lockout. Lockout time. Lockout time. This needs to be a float. We'll say 5 seconds. Get. There we go. And then here we're going to grab the damn it. This is all done in the wrong spot. I mean, if you emulate them on PC, it's just bad even with higher internal resolutions. It's just meh. That's one point I got to give to Nintendo. They are so used to work on dated hardware that their stuff looks good even now. Yeah. Well, also they never really tried to do realistic. They always went with tune. And stylized stuff just ages way better, right? Something that looks good stylized today will look good stylized in the future. Damn, this capture trigger point is what needs to have it. Does it really? Oh yeah, 4 gigs of RAM. Wow. 4 gigs of RAM. It's so slow. It's such a dated system. There's rumors of a Switch 2 coming out. Release breaks a frustrating Nintendo record. The SNES was 5 years. Wow. Wow, this was a long fucking holdout. They do like to like last forever. 8 years. Holy shit. This rate, it's gonna be freaking it's gonna hit the 10-year mark and they're gonna be like, it's still good. I could see them being like that. The thing is though that like the Switch is still selling. That's kind of like the biggest thing against oops. The biggest thing against the idea of upgrading the Switch is that it still sells. People still buy it. Wait, am I actually using tick on this? Oh, I am using tick. Bad me. They implemented driver-based fluid motion frames and it's working crazy well for me. Sure. But like the Switch, okay, I'm going to be honest, I don't think that they're going to go like okay, so Nintendo Switch, right? If they do anything, they're going Nvidia. They will not be going AMD. I almost guarantee it. I do not foresee Nintendo dropping the Switch. I think they're going to pull the same shit that they pulled with the Nintendo DS. So the DS was one game and it was everything was forward compatible. The only reason why I think that it's going to stay NVIDIA is because so much they would need to emulate the Tegra X1 architecture. I think it's working. I think they're going to do that. I think that the Switch 2 is going to be playing the Switch 1 games. Like, but in order to do that, they probably need to stick with NVIDIA, because people have probably actually programmed directly against the NVIDIA Tegra X1, which means that they'll need to keep the architecture the same, and AMD architecture is different, right? So they would have to then emulate parts of the Tegra X1, and it's just not. They would need a much more powerful GPU in order to or system on a chip in order to actually work backwards compatible. But if they stick with a Tegra, they might be able to just drop in a new Tegra and be fine. But I'm also not much of a hardware guy, so like I don't know the intricacies around this type of stuff. So my friend said streaming is not working. They're calling me out for not coming to D&D tonight. They're gonna guilt trip me into it. I know it. How long have I been streaming? As it gets somewhat beefy, I'm fine. I haven't gotten anything from Nintendo since the 3DS. I have a Switch. And I have a custom controller that I was kind of working on. All right. I'm gonna go and appease my friends, play a little bit of D&D with them, and then probably come back and do some more streaming in a bit. So I will catch you all later. And if I don't make it back today, I will be back on Tuesday because I raid tomorrow. So as long as I am not a bard this time, I'm a sorcerer or something like that, or a wizard. All right, I'll see you all later. Ta-ta for now.